Okay, Renee. So we are in basic settings. In the previous class, we have completed account groups. Step number 3.3, we have completed in the previous class. Now, step number 3.4, define retained earnings account. So first I will explain what is the concept of retained earnings account. One second, let me close all other materials. Yes, Gadi. So first I will explain what is the concept of retained earnings account. See, retained earnings account. While creating the expenses accounts and incomes accounts, we have to specify the profit loss account type. That's why it is compulsory to create one retained earnings account. We can define any number of profit loss account types. For example, operating profit and loss account to know the operating profit, and non-operating profit and loss account to know the non-operating profit or loss. At the end of the year, the balances in these profit and loss accounts will be taken to the balance sheet. Means here we create some number of GL accounts. Among them, there are some expense accounts, some incomes accounts. But at the time of creating the incomes accounts and expense accounts, you may have to specify the profit loss account type, like whether that GL account is related to operating profit and loss account, or whether the GL account is related to non-operating profit or loss. So if the requirement is to display operating profit separately and non-operating profit separately, then we have to define two profit loss account types. If necessary, we can define any number of profit loss account types, but minimum there should be one profit loss account type. If you don't create the profit loss account type, later on you cannot create the GL account master records. Suppose you have created two profit loss account types, operating profit and loss account and non-operating profit and loss account. Operating profit and loss account and non-operating profit and loss account. Then the balance in these two profit and loss account types will be transferred to balance sheet at the end of the year. So first let us do the step, then again I will explain. May I know who is this just now joined as ASH? Ash? May I know who is this? May I know who is this ASH? Ash? One second. Yeah, may I know who is this Ash? Okay. So first let us define the retained earnings account. Then we will see the other things relating to retained earnings account. Transaction code OB13. Sorry, OB53. Transaction code OB53 slash and OB53. Chart of accounts is equal to 3366. Chart of accounts is equal to 3366. Click on enter. P&L statement account type is equal to X. We can give any identification. X, just like that I'm giving X. Account is 100 100. Account is 100 100. So why I have given the account number 100 100? See, The balance in the P&L account is displayed on the liability side of the balance sheet under the heading Reserves and Surpluses. See, the balance in the P&L account is displayed on the liability side under the heading Reserves and Surpluses. So, this account is to be created under the account group Reserves and Surpluses. So, for this Reserves and Surpluses account group, we have defined the number ranges 100, 100 to 100, 199. That's why I have taken this 100, 100 now. That is the reason. But technically speaking, you can take any number between these two numbers. Click on Save. And this is called warning message. See, account 100, 100 not created in the chart of accounts 3366. It is called warning message. Actually, we have given the GL account number only here. We did not create the GL account. That's why it is giving this warning message. The GL account is created later on in the general ledger accounting. But for the time being, it is only a warning message, right? So you can just ignore it. To ignore the warning message, I told you to click on enter button. Now, here I told you that based on the client requirement, we can create any number of profit loss account types. Why? Let us take one example. See, for example, in the balance sheet, we have to display operating profit separately and non-operating profit separately. So how do we derive operating profit and how do we derive non-operating profit? We have to maintain two profit loss account types. So to derive the operating profit loss account, we have to maintain one GL account, operating profit loss account. Let us say this is type X. So this is 1,100,000. Then we have to define one more GL account, non-operating profit loss account. Let us say this is type Y and this number is 101,101. So we define two profit loss account types. But what is operating profit and what is non-operating profit? Here, operating profit or loss, it is the difference between operating revenues and operating expenses. Operating revenues means, again, these are the revenues generated from the main business operations of the company. Example, sales. So sales revenue is always called operating revenues. Then operating expenses. These are the expenses which are incurred to run the main business, like rent, wages, salaries, etc., etc. So all the expenses which are incurred to run your business are called operating expenses. So the difference between operating revenues and operating expenses is called operating profit or loss. Then coming to non-operating profit or loss. It is the difference between non-operating revenues and non-operating expenses. Again, what is the non-operating revenue? Okay, Ash. Okay, no problem. You continue in this class. Okay. You listen to this class, then we will see. Now, yeah. So non-operating profit or loss. It is the difference between non-operating revenues and non-operating expenses. Now, non-operating revenues means these are the revenues generated from the business operations which are not related to main business. Example, dividend on shares if the main business is textiles manufacturing. Here, our main business is, we are in the textiles manufacturing. So, we produce the textile products, we sell them. Then we get some revenue. That is called sales revenue. So, this is operating revenue. Now, this year, we are having some surplus funds. So, instead of keeping these surplus funds in the bank account, we have invested in the shares of other companies. Then, at the end of the year, that other company has declared the dividend. This is called non-operating revenue because your main business is not making the investments in other companies. Your main business is textiles manufacturing. But because we are having some surplus funds, you invest in the shares of other companies. So you receive some revenue. That is the non-operating revenue. But If your main business itself is making the investments in other companies, yours is a investment company, then the dividend income will be operating revenue. That's how you have to decide whether the revenue is operating or non-operating. So if the revenue is related to main business, that is operating, otherwise non-operating. Then non-operating expenses. So these are the expenses incurred to earn non-operating revenues. Example, brokerage paid on purchase of shares. So in order to purchase the shares, you paid some commission to the stock exchange member. So that is called non-operating expenses. Now, whether it is a operating expenses, operating revenues, or non-operating expenses, non-operating revenues, we have to maintain the ledger accounts now. So at the time of creating the GL accounts, when you are creating the GL account salaries account, you specify type X. When you are creating the GL account rent account, you specify type X again. When you create the GL account wages, you specify type X. When you create the sales account, you specify type X. Means like this, for all the operating expenses and operating revenue accounts, you enter type X. Then at the end of the year, the balances in these GL accounts will be transferred to type X. What is type X? Operating profit and loss account. So the difference will be either operating profit or operating loss. Similarly, when you create, sorry, similarly, when you create dividend and shares account, you enter type Y. You specify type Y. Then when you create the brokerage and shares account, you enter type Y. So what is type Y? Non-operating profit and loss account. So at the end of the year, the balances in these two GL accounts will be transferred to type Y, which means non-operating profit and loss account. Then the difference will be either non-operating profit or non-operating loss. That's how, with the help of the multiple P&L account types, we can meet the requirement of the client to display operating profit separately and non-operating profit separately. Let us take one more example. Just an assumption. We have to display trading profit separately, operating profit separately, non-operating profit separately. In that case, we maintain three profit and loss account types. Trading account, type X. Operating profit and loss account, type Y. Non-operating profit and loss account, type Z. Here, I am using XYZ just like that. You can use any identification. But minimum to minimum, we have to define one profit and loss account type. This is what you have done. Suppose if you want to define type Y also, how to do that? Very simple. In the same screen, here in the same screen, type Y, account is 10101. Even though it's a non-operating profit and loss, it is also part of your reserves and surpluses. So click on save. Ignore the message. So in our training class, we defined two profit and loss account types. Its effect I will show you at the time of creating the GL accounts. So this is the concept of retained earnings account. Now, if you see the material, posting period variant. So what is the posting period variant? First, let us try to understand. See, the posting periods are defined in the fiscal year variant. If you remember, in the fiscal year variant, you defined that normal posting periods are 12 and the special posting periods are 4. So, to prevent documents from being posted to wrong posting periods, desired periods can be closed. Usually, the current posting period is open and all other posting periods are closed. Means here in SAP, we have the functionality that we can post the business transactions into those periods which are opened for postings. See, See, for example, in the fiscal year variant, right, we defined that, yeah, Jerisha, yeah, Himasailaja, tell me.
Sir,
Your voice is breaking.
sir,
Yeah, Jerisha.
yeah, could you please go slowly, sir? Could you please explain slowly?
Okay, okay. Okay. Now, see, in the fiscal year variant, we defined that normal periods are 12. Then special periods are 4. So normal periods 12 means 1 to 12. Okay. Then 4 special periods means 13, 14, 15, 16. So these are the special periods we have defined. Now, out of these 12 normal periods and 4 special periods, in SAP, we can define any number of periods opened for postings. Because in SAP, we can post the business transactions only those posting periods which are opened for postings. Technically speaking, we can open all the 12 normal periods and all the 4 special periods at a time. But we never do that. Generally, what we do is we open only the current period and all other periods are closed. So we are using calendar year as fiscal year, right? So according to the calendar year fiscal year, October is 10th period, right? So in that case, 1 to 9 are closed, only 10 is open, and 11 and 12 are closed. 1 to 9 are closed and 11 to 12 are also closed. Only 10th period is opened. So in that case, we can post, the user can post the business transactions only in the 10th period. What is the advantage of this? At the time of posting every business transaction, the user has to enter a period, the user has to enter the date. For example, today date is, in India I'm talking, 6/10/2017. It is the Indian format date, month, year. So in India, 6/10/2017 is the date. So today I'm posting one transaction. So I have to give this date, 6/10/2017. But by mistake, I have given 6/9/2017. In that case, system immediately throws error because ninth period is closed. So whenever I see the error, then I can know the reason. Oh, I have entered wrong date. So I will rectify the date, then it is posted. That's how, using the posting period variant, we can ensure that the business transactions are posted into correct posting periods. That is the advantage of the posting period variant. Now, one more thing is, we are in October, but I have forgotten to post some transactions in the month of July. Just now only I came to know. Then what to do? We can open the July period, which was closed. We can post the transaction. Again, we can close it. So we can open the closed periods also. If you want to post any transactions, then again, after posting the transactions, we can close the period. But to open the closed period as a lower level employee, as an accountant, I don't have the authorization. Generally, the authorization to open the closed period is given to some higher level employee. For example, manager finance. So, as an accountant, I have to put one request to my manager finance, requesting him, sir, open the July period. It's not just giving the request. I have to give the reason why I'm requesting him to open the closed period. Then I have to say that, sir, I have forgotten to post some transactions in the month of July. So here what is happening again? I am also made automatically accountable for my own mistakes. That is the another advantage of posting period variant. So in short, in the posting period variant, we define how many number of normal periods are opened for postings and how many number of special periods are opened for adjustments. Now, generally we open only the current period. and all other periods are closed. Technically, it is possible to open all the periods, but we never do that. And the periods are opened by specifying the range. Range means from period and to period. By specifying the range, we can open the periods. And at the end of the fiscal year, in addition to normal posting periods, the special periods are to be opened for the purpose of adjustments. So, this is the concept of posting period variant. See, the following activities are involved in the maintenance of posting period variant. Number one, define the posting period variant. Means first we have to define the posting period variant, then assign the posting period variant to the company code, then we have to open and close the posting periods. So we have to perform these three activities to open the periods. Now see the first step in the material. Step number 4.1. Definition of posting period variant. Path is SPRO, financial accounting, every month we have to open the period, Gadi. As a part of month-end activities, right, we open the next period. I will explain you. At the time of doing the setting, I will explain you. The special posting periods are opened at the end of the fiscal year. Akila, the special periods are opened at the end of the fiscal year. They are not opened during the fiscal year. So, path is SPRO, financial accounting global settings, document, posting periods, defining variants for open posting periods. Transaction code is not there. Please add the transaction code there, OBBO. For the step number 4.1, transaction code is OBBO. Click on new entries. Variant is equal to, give some name. Let us use our company code name. See, if you have observed, everywhere I am giving, for every object, we are giving the company code name only, so that we can remember easily. Variant is equal to 3366. Name is equal to posting period variant for 3366. Name is equal to posting period variant for 3366. Click on save. Then see the step number 4.2. Assign posting period variant to company code. Path is same as above, and the transaction code is not there. Please add the transaction code again, OBBP. OBBP. Path is same as above means you have to click on back arrow till you reach IMG screen. See, assign variants to company code. Click on position. So position button is very similar to search button. Click on position. Company code is 3366. Company code is equal 3366. Click on enter. Variant is equal to 3366. Our company code has been taken in the first line, and against that variant is equal to 3366. Click on save. So we defined one variant and we have assigned this variant to the company code. Now we have to open the periods for the company code for the posting period variant. We have to open the periods for the posting period variant. I'm sorry. See the step number 4.3. Open and close posting periods. Path is same as above. Transaction code OB52. transaction code OB52. So click on back arrow till you reach IMG screen. Whenever you see path is same as above, you have to click on back arrow. Sorry, 1 second. I'm sorry. So open and close posting periods. Click on new entries. Variant is equal to 3366. Variant is equal to 3366. Here, look at the stream, please. A for account type. A for account type. Account type is equal to plus. So what is the account type? Please go back to notes. Put heading account types. Put heading account types. The account types describe the nature of accounts, in SAP. The account types were already defined in the system. The account types were already defined in the system. We cannot define our own account types. We cannot define our own account types. The following are the account types. The following are the account types defined in the system. Number 1, GL accounts. Number 1, GL accounts. Within brackets, yes. So the GL account type is represented with the letter S. Number 2, vendor accounts. Within brackets K. Number 3, customer accounts. Within brackets D. Number 4, asset accounts. Within brackets A. Number 5, material accounts. Within brackets M. So here, these are the account types which were already defined in the system. So each account type is identified with one letter. We cannot change them. Now, here we have to enter account type. Means, to which account type you want to apply this post-import variant. Means, if you want to apply this post-import variant only for GL accounts, you enter yes. If you want to apply this post-import variant only for vendor accounts, you enter K. Means, you have the facility to open different periods for different account types. That facility is available, but generally we open the same period for all account types. In order to specify that, we enter plus. So account type is equal to plus. within brackets, please write down. Within account type is equal to plus. Within brackets, please write down. Plus indicates that the posting period variant is applicable to I'm sorry for today. The posting period variant is applicable to all account types. Now, here we have the two types of periods, normal posting periods and special posting periods. So we have to open the normal periods and special periods separately. So first we have to open normal periods. To open the normal periods, from period 1 is equal to 1. First to write down, I'll explain. From period 1 is equal to 1. Year is equal to 2017. To period 12. Year is 2017. See, this is called range of periods. I told you, the periods are opened by specifying the range. Here we have opened from first period of fiscal year 2017 to 12th period of fiscal year 2017. So in our example, we have opened all the 12 normal periods. But how to open specific periods, I will show you. Now, first let us open special periods again. In order to open the special periods, from period 2 is equal to 13, year is equal to 2017, year is equal to 2017, and don't give the year 2018. If you give the year 2018, they open January 2019. So fiscal year only we have to enter, and these special periods are related to fiscal year 2017. To period 16, year 2017. Click on save and enter. Now, so in our training class, we have opened all the 12 normal periods and 4 special periods. But how to open only the current period? Very simple, just look at the screen. Current period is October, means 10th period, right? So from period 10, year 2017 to period 10, that's it. 10 to 10. Click on save. Suppose if you want to open July, August, September, October, right? So July means 7th period, right? In that case, you enter from period 7. From period 7, year 2017 to period 10 means 7 to 10. That is 4 periods are opened. Click on save. Okay, fine. We have opened only the current period, right? Now, October is over. Then November comes. In order to enable the users to post the transactions in the November period is to be opened. So unless you open the November period, nobody will be able to post the transaction in the month of November. So at the end of every month, we perform some activities in accounting, and these activities are called month-end activities. As a part of month-end activities, we open the next period. So when the November comes, on the 31st October 2017, once the month-end activities are over, right, we come to the same screen. We enter the period number 11, year 2017 to period 11. That's it. Then only November is opened. So when you open the current month, when you open the current period, yes, Teja. See, I will come to that point. When you open the current period, the previous period is automatically closed. When you open the current period, the previous period is automatically closed. We need not do any separate activity to close the periods. So in our class, I am opening all the 12 periods. Click on save. Now, here you have from account and to account. Means we have the facility to open the separate periods for separate accounts also. But generally, right, we don't use it, but you have the facility to open the separate periods for separate accounts also. because here you are the from account number and to account number. Now, okay, Teja. So if you don't give any account numbers, it is applicable to all the accounts. Now, here one more thing is, I told you that every month the new period is to be opened. To open the new period, right? The user has to come to the same screen. Okay. So from where did you come to this screen? Just let us go back. One second. Let me check whether we have to save it or not. Okay. So to open the periods, you have to come to the same screen, right? So to this screen, you came from IMG screen. And I told you that IMG screen is always given access to consultants only. End users will not have the access to IMG screen. In that case, how the end user can open the periods? For opening the periods, again, you have to take the help of consultant, right? To be speaking technically at this point of time, right? But that is not necessary. In order to open the periods for the same screen, the path is also available from SAP Easy Access. This is called user level maintenance of posting periods. Put heading in the notes, please. At the end of every month, do one thing. Heading is user level maintenance of posting periods. User level maintenance of posting periods. At the end of every month, the user has to open the periods. The user has to open the periods. For this, path is also available. From SAP Easy Access. From SAP Easy Access screen. This is called user level maintenance of posting periods. Path. SAP Easy Access screen. Path. SAP Easy Access screen. Accounting. Financial accounting. General ledger. Environment. Current settings. Open and close posting periods. Transaction code S underscore ALR underscore 8700 3642. S underscore ALR underscore 8700 3642. See, you came to the same screen. Click on position. Continue, please. Click on position. Posting period variant is equal to 3366. Click on position. Posting period variant is equal to 3366. Click on enter. Look at the screen, please. Click on enter. Look at the screen. Here, our posting period variant has been taken in the first line. Right? Change the periods as necessary. Change the periods as necessary. And click on save. So in our training class, we have the number of variants, right? Because number of students are there in the server and they are doing the practice. But in the real time, we have only one variant according to your company code only. Now, the next one is creation of number ranges for document types. This we'll see tomorrow. So this topic will straight away takes 45 minutes to explain you, right? That's why we will look into this topic in tomorrow's class. Akila, you have any questions today? Okay. Anil. Okay. Ash, do you have any questions in today's class? And one more thing, Ash and Roni, right? Once you register yourself, I will send you the recording of the previous classes. Chandrasekhar, can you please mute yourself? Whenever your turn comes, you can unmute yourself and you can ask me your doubts. Yeah. So till now, our morning batch, no? So no, not this one. Daily morning batch. See, till now 6 classes are over, right? So once you register yourself, I will send the recordings of the 6 classes. Okay, and today is the 7th class. Then, Chandrasekhar, you have any doubts?
Yes, sir. Today class there is no doubt, but for fiscal year I have sent a mail and for how to use on common chart of accounts.
Sorry, how to use?
Common chart of accounts for 2 company codes.
See, here, for example, yesterday we have defined our chart of accounts 3344, right?
Yes, sir. 3366.
In the assigned company code to chart of accounts screen, right? We have assigned.
I have.
1 second. We have assigned to our company code 3366 chart of accounts. Suppose, for example, 4455 is also your company code, right? Against this, we assign 3366 chart of accounts, and 4456 is also your company code. And if you want to use the same chart of accounts for that company code also, assign 3366. Like that, if you want to use the same chart of accounts for the multiple company codes, for against those multiple company codes, we assign the 3366 in this particular screen.
I have done this, sir, assignment. SU01 and SU02 is 2 company codes.
SU01 and SU02, huh?
Yes. One is
yeah.
I have assigned here my chart of accounts SU01 to consultants and communications.
Okay.
Here I have a doubt. Consultants is different line of activity and communications is different line of activities.
Yes.
In that case, GLs varies, no?
That's why.
How to?
Yeah. That's why we cannot use the 2 chart of accounts for the. In that case, we cannot use the same chart of accounts to these company codes. Communications have to have its own chart of accounts, and the consultants has to have its own chart of accounts.
Yes. So, can you give me one example where we can use the same chart of accounts for both multiple company codes?
For example, you are in textiles manufacturing, right? Let us say Surya Textiles Industries Limited. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
Surya Textiles Industries Limited is your company code, right? Now, your
Yes, sir.
turnover has been increasing like anything, and you have been earning more huge profits, on which you have to pay lot of income tax. Now, your tax planning team
Yes.
came into picture. They said, sir, in order to avoid huge imposition of income tax, right, let us divide the present entity into another entity. Then you have created another company code. I mean, you have formed another legal entity under the Indian Companies Act, Suryavamshi Textiles Limited. Surya Textiles Limited is also
Okay.
yours. Suryavamshi Textiles Limited is also
Yes.
yours. And the nature of business is same. In that case,
Same. Okay, sir. Thank you.
they can use the same chart of
Understood.
accounts.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And fiscal year, sir. One more question.
Hmm.
If I started my company in the month of January,
Hmm.
either I can show as a closing year in the month of March,
Yes.
or I can carry out to next year and show for 15 months as the end
Exactly.
of the year.
Exactly.
Now I'm closing my business in the month of July.
Okay.
So April, May, June, July, I have conducted my business.
Okay.
Now I'm I'm winding up my company.
Yes.
In that case, how to then will be July?
In that case, we have to define one shortened fiscal year, right? We have to define one shortened fiscal year. So this is called year dependent fiscal year. So the shortened fiscal year and year dependent fiscal years we did not cover till now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sorry.
So no problem, Chandrasekhar. So we cover later. We do have the topic on shortened fiscal year and year dependent fiscal year.
Yes.
Also,
Yes.
I did not tell you how to create our own fiscal year variant. So these two topics are to be covered later.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Then Gadi, you have any questions?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Tell me.
Same. Here only chart of accounts and special. I mean this country-specific chart of accounts. Sir, actually, in chart of accounts we have 100 GL accounts. Okay.
Okay.
And country-specific chart of accounts we have 102 chart of account. I mean GL accounts.
Yes.
For the same company code, we have assigned both because we are running a
Yes.
business in other country also.
Yes.
For that we're supposed to give a report.
Yeah.
So how that chart of, I mean, we post only transaction in chart of accounts.
Yes.
We will not post any transactions in country specific.
Yes.
Okay, how that will pick?
See, I am taking it to another company code, right? Suppose we have one GL account 1,520,000. So for others, it will come later on, right? See, in the control data tab, right? I think you know there are two segments in the chart of there are two segments in the GL account: company code segment and chart of account segment. So in the company code segment, we have one alternate account number field. So this is the GL account in the operational chart of accounts. So the GL account in the operational chart of accounts will be linked with the GL account in the country specific chart of accounts. So multiple GL accounts of the operational chart of accounts can be linked with the single GL account in the country specific chart of accounts. In that case, even though the number of GL accounts in two chart of accounts are different, there is no any issue.
Okay.
And again, we will discuss this elaboratedly at the time of creating our GL account master.
Okay, sir. And one more question, sir.
Yeah.
In today's class,
Hmm.
you have edited that period in
Okay.
the current period itself.
Yeah.
Is it possible, or we have to define one more row? We have to open one more period apart from that
No.
every month.
No. Every month you can edit the period. It's not
Okay,
necessary
we can just
variant every month. It is not necessary to
okay,
fill the variant every month. You can edit the period for the existing variant.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Then Himasailaja, any questions? Then Manoj,
I'm fine.
okay.
Thanks.
Roni, okay, Gadi. Roni, okay. Roni, you want to continue in this batch? You have to confirm it, huh? Okay then. Then Srinivas, any questions?
Yes, sir. No.
Okay. Sunil, Tafik, okay. Teja, okay then. Okay, Ashu, I think you are also fine with this. Okay. Okay then. See you tomorrow same time. Good night and good day.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.